The man was walking in the desert when he accidentally stepped on a landmine, blowing him to ashes on the spot. Teammates immediately rushed forward to support, but unexpectedly, he was also lucky to step on one. Mike looked at his teammate, whose legs had been blown off, and wanted to sacrifice one of his legs to jump over and stop the bleeding. But in order not to slow Mike down, the teammate did not hesitate to pull out a pistol and pull the trigger. The sacrifice of his teammates made Mike feel more hopeless than ever. They are good brothers on the battlefield. How can they be accused of dragging him down in a critical moment? However, he was dead. There was no other way. He decided to live with the honor of his comrades. Then he began to carefully adjust the position. The right leg slowly back, and then slowly position half kneeling on the ground. He quickly untied the shoelace, pulled it out of the ear hole of his shoe, and tied it to the Armie tomahawk. He then picked up the sniper rifle nearby, removed its strap, and tied it to his shoelaces. When he's done, stand up slowly. He's about to hook the radio next to his teammate with an axe, but as soon as he tried, he lost his balance. Fortunately, Mike held the ground with his hands in time, and he survived. Then he quickly adjusted his breathing, slowly tugged on the rope, and hooked the backpack with the radio to his side. But when he opened his backpack and took out the radio, he found that the battery had already run out. But luckily, he found a power bank from his backpack. Then he hurried to plug in the data cable transmission power and began to call the headquarters for support. But as soon as he got on the phone, the headquarters said that there would be a sandstorm in the desert at any time, and the rescue helicopter could not go to support now. They sent a rescue vehicle that would take 52 hours to get to him. However, before Mike can despair, the power bank is also out of power, causing him to lose contact with the headquarters. All he can do at present is to adjust the watch countdown, and then take out the remaining dry food to supplement his strength and wait for rescue. Just then, a strong wind blew suddenly, and Mike turned his head in fear. The man saw a sandstorm coming towards him. Such a shocking scene let him watch for a while to recover. Then he hastily took a towel from his bag and put it over his head to prevent the sand from getting into his mouth and nose and causing him to suffocate. Then he packed everything around him into his backpack to add weight to his body. When he's done, he picks up his sniper rifle, puts the holster over the barrel, sticks it in the sand as a stand, and then pulls out his dagger and sticks it in the sand, ready to fight the sandstorm. But even with Mike's best preparation, a massive sandstorm nearly knocked him over. With all his might, he plunged his knife again into the sand to keep his balance, for he seemed more afraid of the mines beneath his feet than of the raging sand. I don't know how long it took for the sandstorm winds to weaken. The sky, covered by sand and fog, was bright again after Mike made sure the storm was completely gone. He took off his face towel and took a breath of fresh air, but then he finds out that his teammate's body has somehow been blown to his side. He suddenly thought that there were several batteries on his teammates for him to use, and then he quickly tracked his teammates over, and then took out the battery on his chest, ready to contact the headquarters again. But his radio, which had just been near him, lay in the sand a few meters away. This situation is undoubtedly the most fatal blow to his current situation. But what's even more deadly is that there's not much water left. It was an impossible task for him to hold on until the rescue team arrived. After a long time, Mike was so dehydrated in the 50+ degree sun that he had to rely on a small amount of urine to replenish his fluids. But that's 38 hours before the rescue convoy gets here. At the same time, night is approaching. The extreme weather forced him to build a fire to keep warm. But how could he have imagined that it was this faint light that would bring disaster to him? Late into the night, from time to time, he could hear the roar of wild wolves around him. The body of his teammate had disappeared into the night, and the wolves were quietly closing in on him. At the critical moment, Mike quickly took out a pistol and fired several shots around. The wolves get spooked and accidentally step on a mine, which ends the crisis. But despite this, Mike is not afraid to let down his guard, and he always keeps fighting to prevent the wolves from coming again. But the night in the desert was so long that he managed to get through the day, and his spirit began to drift away. Just then, a scorpion stung him awake. He recovered himself, took out his knife, and slowly lifted the scorpion. But he looked at the poison needle on the scorpion's butt, and he hesitated for a long time or did not dare to put it into his mouth. The man took out the rest of yesterday's urine and drank it again. It's hard to swallow, but it will hydrate his body a little. At the same time, after a long period of stagnation, his left foot also began to appear dark purple. But it was the inner torment that devastated him more than the physical pain. Severe dehydration and the venom in the scorpion began to cause him to hallucinate from time to time. He couldn't even see his dead teammates come back to life and come to his side. The hallucinations continued into the night and failed to revive him. But just then, a wild wolf suddenly attacked him. The pain was so intense that he subconsciously pulled out his pistol in response. But the cunning wolf gave him no respite. They all rushed forward and bite Mike for their dinner. In the moment of crisis, Mike went completely insane. Mike fought back against the wolves. It wasn't until early morning that Mike woke up from his madness. At this point, there were still 7 hours left before the rescue convoy arrived. But before he could rejoice, a bullet hit him and brought him back to reality. Mike quickly set up his sniper rifle to fight back, but when he took aim at the enemy in the distance, he couldn't pull the trigger. He dropped his sniper rifle and pulled out a small pistol, firing rapidly into the surrounding sand until it blew up the mines buried in the ground. He hurriedly picked up the sniper gun, using the impact force to blast the sand as a smoke bomb, obstructing the enemy's attack, and he took the opportunity to shoot the enemy. At the same time, the sound of gunfire also attracted the attention of rescue teams around. But Mike was also well aware that it would be difficult for the rescue team to locate him in the endless desert. However, at this time, the strong desire to live let him subconsciously step out of the left foot, out of the minefield. When Mike recovers, he is surprised to find that the mine did not explode. He collapsed to the ground and looked at the sand, where he had been for more than 50 hours, thinking he had been lucky enough to hit a mine. But when he carefully dug away the sand next to it, he took out a look and found that what had trapped him for so long was an iron box. Unwillingly, he unscrewed the jar, took out a toy soldier from it, and then lay on the ground with a bitter smile, as if he were thinking about something. After a while, he picked up the flare on the ground and pulled out the red smoke, and the rescue team also saw the smoke, in time to save the soldier, who was trapped in the iron box for more than 50 hours.
No matter what kind of danger you are in, take the next step bravely, even if it is failure. From the beginning, the man is to go to war. After the plot does not say, directly to him and his companions walked to the minefield. His companion was blown off by thunder, dared not face his failure, committed suicide. Next came the man himself, stepped on the thunder, dare not move. He faced sun exposure, lack of water, lack of food, and waiting for help. The man produced many illusions during this waiting time. The father's feast, the bar's beating, the mother's death, and the wife's face when he walked out of the house, which are paving the way for the later illusion. For example, one of the wolves came to beat him up, resulting in the bar scene. But the man did not pick up the head and go out to the next step. During the illusion you can see again, men are cut a sound wake up, dare not take that step forward. The black man in the film and the little girl. Black men are real because of a few details. One is that the black man was the first to appear when the man was conscious. 2 is that the black man gave him his radio. 3 is that the black man gave him water is true. And 4 is that the black man finally helped the man when the man was about to fall. When he left, the little girl appeared, and the little girl disappeared, but the black man did not. Why don't black men have a savior? Because the black man hated the war. It was the war that made him lose his daughter and his leg. He did not want to save before, but gradually moved by the perseverance of the male master, just like recalling his wife when he met in the hospital, full of hope to live. Therefore, he felt that the hero was full of hope and wanted to live, otherwise he would have killed himself like his companion. And he actually knew that what the man stepped on was not a mine, because the black man also said that he and the little girl used to make money clearing mines. So he absolutely knows that what the male master is stepping on is not a mine, but he must be encouraged to take this step bravely. Then came his final hallucination in his final moments. In the bar, he picked up his hat. In the ward, he faced his mother's departure and walked out of the house to look back at his girlfriend, all smiling, until he decides to take that step, even though there's only a 7% chance of success. Yes, he walked out. He found out it was one of the soldiers. The little girl was buried in the ground. The end of the hero really survived. Why? The answer is in the beginning of the backpack with the soldier's name. Only the man. The end is the man hanging to people and the soldier. The man boldly took the next step in life and proposed to the woman. The whole film is actually a truth in high speed, brave to go on, can't be happy.